Hey everybody, this is Joseph Hasek and welcome to the Fired Up Network. Welcome to the Toronto Tempo Report with Angie of She Does Sports and of course of Female Empowerment Movement. It's history in the making. Friday, May 8th, 2026. I know where I am. See the court, Toronto Temple Court and all that. It's about time, Angie. I'm wearing a WNBA hoodie. I need a Toronto Temple hoodie. Since it's Mother's Day. So for Father's Day in 1 month, I want to get a Toronto Temple hoodie on your bank account.
All right. You buy me one and I'll buy
So
you.
no, yours is cheaper because yours a lady. Me, I'm a man. It's always $10 more. But anyways, all right. Let's get to here at Coca-Cola Coliseum, and this is a great weekend if you're a Toronto sports fan. First of all, here tonight, Coca-Cola Coliseum, we got the Tempo in action, their first ever franchise opening. They talk about season opening, home opener, but it's a franchise season home opener.
This
Toronto
is
Tempo.
the birth of Canada's first WNBA franchise. Let that sink in because exactly, Joe, it's not just another home opener, season beginner, whatever you want to call it. This is absolutely history in the making, and it will be in front of a overly sold out crowd for sure.
Yeah, over 8,000 fans here at Coca-Cola Coliseum. And here's the interesting thing. They play the Washington Mystics. Up till today, the Mystics were underdogs by 1.5. So the Toronto Tempo were favored by 1.5. I look at it now, and the Washington Mystics are favored by 1.5. So interesting that people come in and are betting Washington to defeat the Toronto Tempo, and the over-under is 160.5. 160.5. Game time here at Coca-Cola Coliseum is 7:30. And I know we're going to have a lot. Oh, maybe, I don't know if we're going to see Scotty Barnes. I don't know if we're going to see the new Dallas Mavericks president. And for that matter, I know I made a few calls. I am the president of the province of Canada, the mayor-elect of North America, soon to run for the mayor of Mozambique. Can't spell it, can't run it for it. And I called one person that only I know personally, Venus Williams. And Venus told me, how's the weather up in Toronto? Can she do shopping at the Enid Center and all that? And I said, yes. Don't be surprised if Venus Williams smashes a slam dunk right here at Coca-Cola Coliseum, and I'm going on the line here. I said it's a big weekend for Toronto. Messi is here. I think Messi is going to be attending the game here at Coca-Cola Coliseum. So Toronto FC takes on Messi. Saturday, the tenants at Coca-Cola Coliseum have a closeout game against the number one team in the American Hockey League, Laval Rochette. You like that French? Laval Rochette. All right. They're Montreal's farm team. Toronto, Marlies, Montreal. Get it? Toronto, Montreal. All right. And then Sunday, we're going to bask in the glory of Buffalo, which is Toronto, because it's not Buffalo, New York. It's Buffalo, Ontario, Quebec, New York. All right. Buffalo capturing a 2-0 lead over Le Habitant. Right? You like that? Not only am I Spanish, I'm French and English. But I'm going on the line here right now. Hold on. I'm going to give my prediction here.
Okay, go.
Okay, go. Ladies first. Go ahead.
No. I was just going to say, don't throw in the towel for Montreal just yet. They made it this far, and
we're talking about Toronto Tempo, not Montreal. The next segment, we'll talk about the Montreal, how they'll lose. Now,
all right, Toronto Tempo, let's go. Actually, I have a question for you right off the bat. Everyone's all about these sports rivalries and team rivalries. Do you think you have an inkling who's going to be the Toronto Tempo rivalry? Will it be Washington?
And no, it won't be Washington, and it won't be for a few years from now. It won't be anybody close because there's not really that much. It may be New York or whatever. Toronto, New York always has a rivalry. But if you look at it, Toronto's coming in and Portland is coming in. So it's interesting 5-10 years down the road to see what Toronto does and what Portland does. because they started out right at the same. They're starting out tonight, and the same team, everything like that. And their
Mhm.
rival is going to be, for the time being, it's going to be Portland. But I digress. I'm going to say this: the Toronto Temple tonight take on the
Yep.
Washington Mystics. Washington has been in here. Washington, unfortunately, the last few years, they sucked. They're the worst team in the league. All right? That's going to be honest. They are. What are you laughing for? Every time I do a show now, you laugh. You're expecting some guy named N to be, well, it's Toronto Temple. And, it's the first game. Never mind. It's a fired up network. All right?
It's
The Toronto Temple are going to win, and not by 1 point, not by 2 points, not by 3 points, not by 4 points, 5 or more points. Kia Nurse is going to come out, Canadian Kia Nurse, going to come out and score more than 2 points. All right,
Yep.
more than I'll give her because she does have a cute face, so I'll give her 4 points. 4 points. All right, so there it is. But Toronto Temple will win 75 70, 69, something like that. Toronto Temple will go down as their first ever game in WNBA history here in Canada as winners. Unlike the Maple Leafs, who are losers. Unlike the Maple Leafs, who last captured the Stanley Cup in 1967. And I'm going to tell you right now, fans who attend this game here, get whatever you can get. They're going to give away towels, and it's going to mark down Friday, May 8th, first game or whatever. Get it because it's history in the making.
Yeah.
People have asked me, do you have anything when the Raptors opened up here in 1995 playing at Skydome, not Rogers Center, Skydome? And I do have, and I have a championship ring, and I have jerseys and all that. For people, take whatever you can get, purchase it, even if it's $20, $30, and it's well overpriced because it's going to go up and up over the years. It's going to go up and up and up and up. And honestly, the basketball here in the WNBA and for the Temple and for Washington Mystics and everything is simply great. I'm telling you, fans, if you like basketball with the Raptors or Raptors 905, I'm telling you that Raptor 905 players are going to be in attendance tonight.
Oh, for
I,
sure.
I have a I have a feeling my good close personal friend now, because Matt Sundin has a job. It's William Nylander is going to be in attendance also, and I don't, I have a WNBA hoodie, but because of William Nylander in attendance, I'm going to be doing like this to William Nylander without my shirt on. All right, what do you say about that, Ange?
I say you do you. We're not going to do that on the air.
I
And for
did. I
anyone,
said this. I didn't do the other one. I said this.
all right. And for
Now,
anyone who
Ange,
is not,
you're a lady. I'm going to ask you. You're a lady, okay?
yeah,
So
yeah.
now you talk about the PWHL and Justin Levine breaking Hamilton, and Detroit was announced this week and all that. PWHL, the WNBA here, and they even have lady soccer, AFC, and all that. Take us through, and now you're starting She Does Sports with Fem and everything. We're the first ones to do everything here: sports, health and wellness, and we got Courtney, who's amazing, a show really amazing. You brought in new ladies here with She Does Sports. We don't forget the soccer lady that we're going to use here for the World Cup and everything like that. But take us through 2 years ago and now, as a lady, do you, and as a mom, that you could tell your daughter, if you want to play hockey, if you want to play basketball, if you want to wrestle with Zania, if you want to play lacrosse, like she's laughing again. All right, so take us through your thoughts. 2 years ago, not much happening. Now, 2 years later, everything happening here in God City, Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
It's definitely an incredible time to be a sports fan. I mean, seeing the recent explosion of growth, specifically on the women's sports side, has been fantastic, especially right here in Toronto. It's nothing short of historic. I think tonight's Toronto Temple home opener is the perfect symbol of a shift that's been building for years, and we're super happy to see it. We've moved past the phrase of proving value and what's going to work, what's not. I mean, for the first time in history, global revenue for women's sports is projected to exceed $3 billion for the remainder of 2026. So that's huge. This is a staggering 340% increase in just over, like you said, the last 4 years, which is amazing to see. I think, the increase or the rise in basketball specifically, we're going to continue to see it. I mean, we saw it with the Scepters in hockey. I think it's a multi-sport movement. I will also say that I am happy to hear that Bell Media was the one to secure the multi-year agreement to become the official Canadian media partner of the WNBA, because we all know Rogers is taking over here with MLSE, and it's nice to see one of the other the
Yeah,
other
so
giant.
Bell Media is TSN. For those who are wondering, Bell Media is TSN, so they're going to have their hands covered with basketball, NBA, WNBA. So
Yeah,
once you own everything, Rogers, how much can they take already?
I
From
know,
they
I
have
know.
20 channels and 19 show the lousy Blue Jays. Okay, so
Yeah.
uh, but kudos to the Toronto. And let's face it, I don't know, I'm a man, but they got big name average. Sephora. Every time I buy something good at Sephora, it costs me an arm and a leg, right? Do you get anything from Sephora?
I'm not a shopper often in Sephora, but you can't not go into a Sephora now, especially here in Toronto, without seeing the Tempo logo and some of the girls' picks. Whether they actually pick those items or not, I don't know. But yeah, just in general, I think the atmosphere, the environment, the excitement. We've got World Cup coming. Just sports in general. It's a good time to be a sports fan living in Toronto for sure.
Yeah. All right. So before we close it out here, give everybody your score for the Toronto Temple Washington Mystics game. And by the way, I'm just check out because everybody's talking about the first game. Nobody talks about the second game
Yeah.
here. So let's see the Toronto Temple when they're back in action here. I'll get to you because seriously, nobody's talking about the second game. So, and I've gotten questions of when's the second game, and the second game is also going to be at Coca-Cola Coliseum on Wednesday, May 13th versus Seattle. The first road game is going. Oh, here it is, Ange. We got to go to Los Angeles, the Los Angeles Sparks, for back-to-back games. Toronto Temple on Friday, May 15th, and Sunday, May 17th in Los Angeles. Back-to-back, the first two road games. Again, the next game is May 13th here at Coca-Cola Coliseum. So go ahead, tell
All
everybody your
right.
score, and tell
Yep.
everybody how they could get a hold of us.
All right, let's see. So, you know what? I'm going to do some math on this one. Today would have been my grandfather's birthday, May the 8th, and he would have been 102. So, I'm going to say 102
102.
is going to be the winning
And
number.
wait, hold on. If that's your grandpa, was his name Joe?
No, no. So
Okay,
the Tempo, I
sorry.
think they're going to win by 102, and they're going to win by 6 over Washington.
So wait a minute. I
Two
thought you were
nice
going to do the
three,
math. Do I
three,
have to do the math
three
here?
throws. Three throws.
So she says 102 to
Yeah.
96. She says by 6 points. So because she forgot to mention the 96, if you reverse it, that's why she's reversing it. All right. That's all I'm saying.
I
So it's
said
going to be
you do the
102
math. I
to
said I'm going to do
96.
some math, and I left the
I
rest of the
did
math.
the math. When you reverse them, you want to reverse this 90. Never mind. All right. Now, tell everybody how they get a hold of you and enjoy everybody who's coming down here. Enjoy it because you're witnessing history in the making. They
Yes.
always talk
And
about a history in the making. This is history in the making, and even if they lose, you still witness history in the making.
exactly.
And hopefully they be better than the 1967 team that since 1967 haven't won. But in 2019, an NBA team has won. Now the NBA team, WNBA team, I'll give it 2 years, 2 3 years. They'll capture. Do you know what the title is for the WNBA? Never
I
mind.
do.
Go ahead. We'll
I
talk.
actually
I'll
don't.
give
I
you. I'll
actually
give you
don't.
5 days.
All right. All
Okay,
right.
I'll give you 5 days to figure it out, but go ahead, tell everybody.
Okay, so you can find us on all Roku devices and smart TVs. Search Fired Up, all one word. You can find me at She Does Sports, and you can find Joe at Fired Up Network #1, because we are #1. And hopefully the Toronto Tempo are
We
too
are number
tonight.
one, and hopefully the Temple win. And fans,
Oh, and a special,
tonight,
extra special shout out to all the mamas in the crowd who are watching their girls on that court, because you know what, that's got to be something to be said for. So happy Mother's Day again to everyone celebrating, and for those who have lost a parent, like we said, give them an extra thought or an extra prayer, and even shout out to all those women who unfortunately couldn't be mothers. So we're thinking of you, and enjoy the day.
amen, Mommy Ange. All right, stay tuned for more great programming here on the Fired Up Network. And Fired Up Extra has a special as we review and preview Game 2
Yeah.
of the Buffalo Sabres Les Habitants Montreal Canadiens Game 2 tonight in Buffalo. So right now, we're going to air later on tonight. Toronto Tempo game starts 7:30. Buffalo game starts 7. So probably around 5:30 to 6:30. We got Tempo and we got the Buffalo Sabres. Stay tuned to Fired Up Extra to see who we have on. Myself, Ange, and a mystery guest will be debating, or I'll be like Norm. Ange will be fired up. Our guest will be, I guess, dressed in Montreal, but I don't know. But tune us in, Fired Up Extra. Thanks a lot, Ange. And by the way, Ange, Happy
Before
New
we
Year to
go,
the Toronto Tempo!
Before we go, actually, super quick, the WNBA title trophy is literally called the WNBA Championship Trophy. So
Yes. And I told you by May 13th, I would have told you that. But see, you Googled it, and I'm proud of you, Mama.